it's Cube Life, and today we're going to learn how to get faster at the 2x2. So I'm going to have the scrambled cube up on the screen right there so that you'll be able to do the solves with me. So the first scramble is R, F2, R prime, F, R2, U2, R2, U, F2, and that's with white on top, green in front. So our first tip is going to be being color neutral. So that means that you can look at any side of the cube and solve that color. So what we see right here is I see this green bar right there, that red bar right there, that blue bar right there, and that yellow one right there. So first we're going to take a look at yellow, and we see we have this piece right here. So we can insert that and simply just insert that second piece like that. So we have that same scramble, but now we're going to take a look at red. So on red we have the two pieces right there. So what we can do is we can insert that and then insert that one. But if you saw the yellow one, use two less moves in inserting the second piece like that. So now we're going to take a look at the green side when we're solving. So when you're solving, you mostly want to see and look for bars, because then that's two pieces already solved. So for the green, what we have is we have this piece, so we can insert that in with an R2 and then do a U2 and then do a rotation and then insert that piece right there. So that's really not that efficient. So far yellow is the best so far. So now we're going back to yellow, and we've seen all the possible choices for this scramble, and yellow is the best because you can solve the side in two moves by doing a U and an R prime. So that's the sort of thing you want to look for when you're solving 2x2. So our second tip is going to be planning the first side during inspection, which you should probably already be doing if you're color neutral, because it's usually only 3 or 4 moves to solve the first side. Another simple and easy tip that you might just be doing wrong is when you're in the PBL stage, instead of doing U moves and D moves, you might be doing rotations to try to look for bars and solve, and if it's solved or not. So here we have our scrambled cube with the PBLO. So what we can do is, instead of rotating all around the cube to say, oh, there's a bar here and oh, there's a bar here, we can just turn it to see the bar, and then we can turn the D layer to see the bar, and it's already in the front, so then you just have to do the algorithm. For the case where there's no bars, it might look like this. So if you just see on the first side opposite colors on the front and back, you don't even have to turn it to look for it, because if you see two opposite colors on both sides, so right here we have red and orange and blue and green, and on this side it's the same. So all you have to do for that, you don't even have to turn it like this, just do R2, F2, R2, and then you just have one AUF. For the one with only one bar, instead of just looking around for the whole cube, on the bottom layer, if you see opposite colors all the way around, and then that, if you see opposite colors on at least two sides like that, so green, blue, orange, red, that means that it's going to be the one bar case, and it's somewhere in the top layer. So what you're going to do is you're going to look for it by turning with U moves. You don't want to use a rotation, you just want to turn it until it's in the front and then do the algorithm. So we're going to scramble the cube again, and this time we're going to solve yellow. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for OLO. So if we're solving yellow, the opposite or the OLO is going to be white. So we're going to track 3 out of 4 pieces, or all 4 pieces if you want. So to solve the yellow side, what the moves that we're going to do is a U and an R. So during inspection, you should just know that, and then you're going to look at 3 pieces and see how it's going to affect it. So this piece on the top, the U is going to move it right there, and the R is going to move it onto this front spot. So, and then this piece right here, the U is going to move it right there, and the R isn't going to do anything to it. So far we already know that there's going to be a piece right here and a piece right here, and our third piece is just going to be this one down here, and the U isn't going to do anything, but the R is going to move it up here. And now we know that we have a piece right there, a piece right there, and a piece right there. So that is going to be the algorithm where there's the bar in the front and the 2 headlights. red light, so you can already predict that, and then you can just turn it to do the algorithm. So our last tip for getting faster at 2x2 is predicting the AUF when you're doing a PBL stage. So for example, we have this T-perm case. So instead of turning it until it's aligned correctly and then rotating, we can just turn it so that it's in the correct spot, and then we can do the algorithm. But then that's going to have one more move to predict. So you don't want to have to pause right afterwards, so you can predict that by doing this. So for example, we have the bar right there and it needs to go to the blue. So the two blues need to match up. So after the AUF is going to be a U prime, because this blue needs to match with that blue, and then this red is going to go over there, so it's just going to turn one more. So we do the AUF, or the algorithm, and then the AUF is a U prime. This works for pretty much any other algorithm too. So all you have to do is look at which way it's offset to turn it, and that's going to be your AUF. So thank you for watching, and I hope you learned some new tips on how to solve 2x2 faster. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe.